Welcome back to my series of playing Glubtastic. Now we are on Glubtastic 3. The campaign starts with a cutscene where a tank and Boomer gets into a fight. Eventually, the tank punches the Boomer towards the L4D2 1 survivors, which is exactly how the chapter starts, actually. You spawn on slippery ice and you have to approach the tank who is launching these boomers at you, though if you get hit, you'll only be knocked back. The real challenge is fighting the tank while on this ice. It's almost impossible to dodge a rock throw because of how slow you are.
There's literally nowhere. There's nothing I can do. Trash!
After killing him, the map actually slows down.
There's not even a... Okay.
And lets you play the game normally. What I mean by that is the map doesn't troll you at all. All of the items that you find are real. None of them teleport you to your death or push you off the map. I was genuinely surprised that this first aid kit right here was actually real. After reaching the door, there's a ramp of ice with more tanks who launch boomers at you. Except this time, if you get hit, you'll most likely die from fall damage.
The guns for it.
Damn!
You can exploit this part though by activating the tanks and then running all the way back to the door and closing it. Shit, we're already exploiting. After that, there's some weird doors that lead to nowhere. What you're supposed to do instead is break the glass below you and proceed into this parkour section with boomers that can down you in one shot. But it's not an outright troll since you can kind of see them coming. The only exception being this boomer right before you reach the safe house door. But since these maps are so predictable, we managed to dodge it. And that's it for chapter 1. Not the greatest start ever, but at least I can say it's the best start so far in these Glubtastic maps. Okay, so admittedly, this chapter is pretty cool. This vehicle right here can be driven, and you need it to complete the chapter. The map forces you to use it, but it's actually a decent gimmick because it's fun. You can ram through obstacles, and if you hold the right mouse button, you can shoot, which instantly kills the infected. And the map gives you a lot to shoot at because there are a lot of special infected that spawn. The controls aren't the best, but it's good enough. Unfortunately though, only one person can drive this vehicle at a time. You can't even hop on top to get a ride, so the person who's driving will get all the fun, while you are just left stranded. But the map isn't huge or anything, so the people on foot won't be that far behind. There's a bridge, which you need 3 switches to open, one towards the beginning where you throw a pipe bomb in a glass opening, another in a house where you have to find a key, and lastly one inside of a bunker with a basketball court where you have to throw a pipe bomb inside. This one also has boomers inside of it with mounted guns. I guess the infected learn how to shoot. Finally, after activating all 3 switches, the bridge opens up, which reveals a lot of tanks, but you can just run them over. As you're driving, you'll approach a ramp and suddenly the vehicle will speed up and you'll fly across another tank. When this happens, the vehicle can flip over and you won't be able to use it anymore. But it's okay since we're at the end of the chapter anyways. Until you realize that you need the vehicle to be in here for this door to open for some reason. So now what?
You're fucked, you know, I don't know!
Okay, I wish I had the gravity gun from Half-Life 2 right now, but instead I've got to mess with this thing trying to get it upright. Okay. I honestly don't know how I did that. I shit you not, I was just spamming buttons and clicking with mouse 1. Anyway, once you drive into the building, the safe room will be revealed. Despite whatever that was, this was still a good chapter in my eyes. Even though it had like 12 tanks in it. It was good because it was fun. It's not the best thing I played, but we're playing a Glubtastic map, so I'll take what I can get. So far so good, the first 2 chapters have been decent to say the least, especially chapter 2. But this, I don't know. You're in a forest and your objective is to find 5 burgers while avoiding the monster that lurks around. That monster being this thing. If it approaches you, it slams you onto the ground and finishes you off. He is slow though. I'm not sure what to call him, but I've seen people call him Sisface, so that's the name I'm gonna give him. The 5 burgers are kind of annoying to find because they are tiny. However, they are only in areas that are points of interest. There's one in a cabin, on a truck, in a cemetery, in this building, and the 5th one spawns in the safe room after you collect those 4. After you do, the fallen survivor dies and points you towards the middle of the forest, which is a ritual site where you can insert the burgers you've collected. When you do, the ritual starts going crazy. It's not really explained, but what you're supposed to do here is lead Sisface into the circle. When he does, the ritual apparently sends him back to the Shadow Realm or something, who knows. Then everything goes white, like you've been flashbanged, and the chapter ends. So this chapter wasn't terrible, but it was definitely a step down from the last 2. I mean, all you do in this chapter is wander a pitch black forest until you find those burgers. On a first playthrough, it's kind of tedious. At one point, I somehow circled back to the safe room. But there has also been way worse by the standards of Glubtastic maps. So I think this map is still salvageable. First thing that happens after leaving the safe room is Sisface crash landing right in front of us, which reveals the objective of this chapter. We have to collect all of his remains, which are scattered throughout the level. Thankfully you can't miss it, so there's no need to backtrack. After getting the first one, you need to go down a manhole and enter this room with boomers. Interacting with them plays a short tune from the Parish Horde music.
What?
Unfortunately, the last one is a troll. Once you touch it, a tank spawns on top of you, which is impossible to see coming.
What?
So like nothing you could do. It was literally just zero options there.
Oh, let's go!
Well, so much for that. Killing him allows you to open the door to progress. You'll enter a Dunkin' Donuts and go through a train before reaching the next scattered remain. This one is buried underneath the ground, so you have to dig it up. But once you do, a pretty big horde spawns along with the tank. If you get past all of that, the truck ahead will crash into the fence, which spawns another horde. But when you go past this truck, it'll turn on all of a sudden and run you over, which instantly kills you. So that's another troll. After that, you reach a hotel where there's a bunch of safe houses lined up, and a sphere in the middle, which is where you insert all of the scattered remains you picked up earlier. The last one is in the middle of a pile of cheeseburgers, and you have to interact with it multiple times for it to work. When they are inserted, the gate opens, but if you're standing in just the wrong spot, Sisface will just crush you. And that's chapter 4. So, to recap, you've got a tank troll near the beginning where he spawns on your head, a panic event with a tank where you have no space, and then another troll right after that with a truck running you over. I apologize if I sound bored, but what do you expect when these maps all do the same thing? Let's just move on. Chapter 5 is literally just an auto-scroller, and it's cool at first. Once everyone is on the train, it'll start moving, and this is where you'll be for the whole chapter. But as you are traveling, a bunch of boomers and infected will start attacking you. They are in helicopters, trains, and vehicles. They really are doing everything in their power to stop you. The good news is that you have a mounted gun and an ammo pile. When you shoot them, they actually glow red, which gives you some visual feedback. Could have used that during the tank boss in Glubtastic 2. The grenade launcher one-shots them, which is also satisfying. Honestly, this is really impressive. It's pretty cool. It's just unfortunate that it overstays its welcome. Seriously, this chapter is like 12 minutes long, which is ridiculous. There is just too much being thrown at you here. The boomers on mounted guns slowly deal chip damage, and the trains that approach you spawn special infected who are pretty much on top of you. Not to mention helicopters that spawn boomers who drop on you, and smokers who pull you off the train. And then there is also lag because of how much shit is going on. It's really unfair, especially if you're playing solo. The bots sometimes shoot the infected, but it's really on you to kill everything. At one point, the map spawns 2 tanks on you. Like, okay, there's no space to work with here, map creator. They move slow, but that doesn't matter. If you fall off the train, you instantly go down. I'd be okay with this chapter if it just didn't insist on the bullshit difficulty that is meant for 4 players, even though most people don't have that many people to play with in the first place. The train ride does eventually end, but 14 minutes for that is just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous and impressive at the same time, but it heavily overstays its welcome. What a shame. Chapter 6, last chapter. You know, the campaign didn't have the greatest start ever, but it was decent enough to give me hope that this map can be more than just a troll map. I felt that with chapter 2 as well, but ever since that chapter, it's just gone all downhill from there. So I'm hoping that this finale can at least end on a good note. It doesn't, unfortunately. This is a boss fight against Sisface. You have to get a grenade launcher from the fallen survivor and shoot all of the Sisfaces, but every time you do destroy one, a tank spawns, which means you can't just destroy all of them at once. These tanks are reskinned, and it seems like they have more health too. Every time you shoot a Sisface, the others go faster, and sometimes they'll laser you, which does so much damage, and guess what? There's no healing during this boss boss fight. Once you destroy all the sis faces, the final one appears, and he is tanky. He does the same thing as the other sis faces, except he will spawn infected from these cubes, and his laser attack does even more damage, to the point where if it touches you, you'll probably go down. After shooting him enough times, he'll explode, which will trigger the final cutscene. For one, you can go idle in the middle of it. On top of that, when we beat it, there was a witch that got triggered, which overpowered the audio in the cutscene, leading to this mess. I mean, all that trouble you go through just for the cutscene to glitch out, like, this is just a perfect way to end the map. Also, the ending cutscene is just confusing to me. We go down this elevator like in the Portal ending, revealing Sis Face following us the entire time, but it was actually a part of a much bigger army. So you got all these Sis Faces. The two random soldiers look at each other and the chapter ends. What is there to say that hasn't been said in all the other map reviews? Tank spam, check. Increasing the tank's HP, check. Map ending cutscene bugging out, check. It's all been there before. Like this, I have nothing new to add. Okay, that's it. That's Glubtastic. That's Glubtastic 3. This might be controversial, but I'm giving this a 3. That's right, I'd rather play Glubtastic 1 over this map. The reason is because Glubtastic 1 is shorter and just more bearable. The worst that map had to offer was chapter 3 with the moving cars, but Glubtastic 3 has like 3 chapters that are as bad if not worse than that. And finally, I think the biggest reason is because Glubtastic 1 can be completed solo. Sort of. This map just feels like it's designed to have 4 players, and I just hate that. And look, it's in the map creator's right to design the map however he wants, but that still doesn't mean that I'm gonna like it. Think about it, try doing this boss fight solo, try chapter 5 solo with all the vehicles and all the stuff being thrown at you. It's literally impossible. And even if I'm wrong, and it is possible, who cares? It is just straight up agony. It's not fun to do all that alone. And I feel like if the map creator actually balanced it, it could be fun, even alone, but that's not the case here. It's funny because I can see the potential. Clearly the map creator is capable of making a good map, and by the looks of it, it looks like he did. People really like Glubtastic 4 and 5, and even though I haven't played them yet, I do believe you. Those maps probably are good, because there were some good things in this one. It just wasn't balanced. And I really do hope those maps are good because I could use a good map right about now.